Hi everybody, this is Josh Ward running for the 2018 U.S. Senate seat in Massachusetts against Elizabeth Warren. Today, President Trump fired 50-plus Tomahawk missiles into Syria. But why? Well, let's talk about it. First off, what's been going on in Syria? It started with Assad and people, rebels, freedom fighters, however you want to term them, were fighting to change their elected officials and the process through which they were going to live. Okay? We decided to stick our big nose in it, or should I say, Hillary Clinton decided to stick her big nose in it when she sold poison gas and chemical weapons to Assad to be used against his people. Now, I've heard people today, Marco Rubio and such, crying out, oh, these poor children that are dead. And it's fucking horrific. Absolutely horrific that children are dead. But we're the ones making it happen. Marco Rubio is telling you, oh, this is going to create terrorists. Of course it's going to create terrorists. That's what the United States wants. It's not the United States people. It's not you. It's the people that control our government. It's the military-industrial war complex that goes after small countries, looks for where they can implement change and stir up trouble and cause riots and cause wars to break out and to sell weapons and to finance those wars because it is incredibly profitable. War is big business, especially here in Massachusetts, where if you Google just Raytheon alone, there are at least 10 Raytheon military production facilities here in Massachusetts. I think our state can do better than that. I think we can find something else to do besides blowing up innocent people or getting involved in wars that we have no part in. Now, I think Elizabeth Warren should have to answer to that. She's been our U.S. Senator for 4.5 years now. We're making the weapons and bombs that are blowing up people overseas. How does Elizabeth Warren feel about that? Is she okay with killing these people, with killing these children? I'm sure she's going to have stern words to say about President Trump. But what action is she going to take? How is she going to stop the production of military weapons here in Massachusetts? What are we going to do, Elizabeth Warren? You're going to colleges around Massachusetts now trying to rebuild your image. What are you going to tell these kids when you're going to tell them that we're making the weapons here at home that are going to be used to start wars overseas that they're going to be asked to fight when they enlist in the military? Is that okay that we're sending our kids to go fight problems that we're creating here at home? I don't think so. And then our corrupt two-party system tries to get themselves elected off of it. Marco Rubio crying out that one child is dead. It's fucking horrific, Mark, that one child's dead. But there's been children being killed over there in Syria for years now. Maybe you've forgotten that we've been bombing 7 different countries, Mark. Maybe you've forgotten that President Obama is the only president in history that bombed 8 years in a row. Every day of his presidency, he dropped a bomb. Every 20 minutes for 8 years, we were blowing people up. We weren't dropping kittens in those bombs. No, they were high explosives, incendiary weapons, and they killed and maimed children, men, women, families, destroyed. Where was your sympathy and your bleeding heart then, Marco Rubio? Where are you, Elizabeth Warren? Are you going to stand up to the military-industrial complex, finally? Or are you going to ignore it? Are you going to continue to let the wars happen? Are you going to continue to let our sons and daughters go overseas and fight wars that are profitable for the 1%, for the military-industrial complex? We, the American people, also have our cross to bear in this situation. We've woken up to the problem, and now we have to deal with it. Especially here in Massachusetts. We cannot allow our country, our state, to continue to produce weapons to simply profit from them at war. If we've got to go to war to defend our people, or to save some innocent people, that's fine. We haven't done that since World War II. Since then, it's all been about profit. It's all about big oil and big banks profiting, and they do not care who they kill. All they care is that the American people don't wake up, stay asleep, don't pay attention to what's really happening, and you continue the cycle of violence and continue to let it happen. And we cannot do that anymore. We have to stand up to it. We can't allow it, and I'm going to fight it. And I need your help to make it happen. I need your help to fight. When protests start, you need to be there, and I need to be there as well. We need to stand up against the military-industrial complex that has ruled the United States for far too long. In New York, there is an emergency protest going on in Syria, and I've been promoting that all day today. It starts at 6:30. You can go to my Facebook page and find out more about it, follow the links to it, but we have to start standing up to the problems of the military controlling the United States government and propping up a corrupt two-party system that it's a soap opera. You, the American people, deserve better than a soap opera, and the world deserves better than to be the target practice of our military for so-called peace and democracy. Let's bring peace and democracy here home to the United States. And don't you dare let your elected officials go anywhere, especially Elizabeth Warren, as she goes around talking to students in colleges and telling them how great she is and how she's going to help them with their student loans, but she's still going to send you overseas, still going to ask you to fight the wars. She's not going to stand up to that, and even if she does, it's going to be a Trump piece, because we live in a Trump presidency right now. So this is Josh Ford, standing up to the military-industrial complex, the big war machine, the big banks, and big oil. It's time we stopped this madness and we find a better way to run our country than what's going on right now. Thank you. Josh Ford for U.S. Senate, Massachusetts, 2018. Please share this video and help spread the word to bring about peace and real democracy here at home.